Hey, what's up YouTube? How's it going? In this video, I want to show you guys one of the best bard kits I've ever made. And I've played against all the top bard players. I've looted so many bards over the course of this wipe, and I haven't seen a single kit as good as this one. Because for bards, you usually have to choose between like a utility build or a damage frontline build. But if you look at this kit, I have 308 move speed, 160 health, a good amount of strength and vigor, and I also have resourcefulness and dexterity. So my songs play fast, they last really long in case I need to backline and buff up my teammates. But if I need to go frontline, I'm pretty much like a mini barbarian too. So I do a ton of damage. I'm also super fast. And the way I got all of these stats to be high, because usually you have to give up one thing to be high on the others, but I pretty much got everything to be high. Is this build is super min maxed, and if you guys know me from League of Legends, you know I love to put together builds. I love to theory craft. Really love min maxing, and this is by far the best kit I've ever made. So I'm gonna break it down piece by piece for you guys so you can understand what makes a good kit. And I've already explained a lot of this in my other videos, like what the best enchantments are in my other how to build biscuits video. But I'll go in detail for this specific build so you can kind of follow the logic. But before I get into this build breakdown, I just have a couple announcements I want to make real quick. First, I'm making a temporary Discord server for my Dark and Darker fans and community, because I know I already have a big Discord for League of Legends, but I'm kind of moving away from that game and that community. So I want a place where people that watch me for Dark and Darker and people I know from Dark and Darker can all gather. If you guys want to ask me questions or connect with me, that's where you would do it, right? Come to the Discord. I'll leave a link down below in the description, and we can talk directly. You can find other teammates. I want to make a LFG group because finding teammates is one of the hardest things about this game. So definitely want to foster a place where people can be comfortable finding good groups, and also talk about the game, theory craft. I love doing all that stuff. So come join me in the Discord server. The second announcement I have is that I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So Wipe is coming up this week. You guys all know that. But one thing that changed for my team in the past like month or so, I would say, is after we participated in the scrim lobbies, our trios team really leveled up. Like, it's to the point where we haven't wiped in like a week straight. It doesn't matter if we fight like 10 gold teams in a single session. Like in a day, we probably fight like 8, 9, 10 gold teams. We're winning every single battle. Can't remember the last time we've wiped, and the scrim lobbies was a great place for us to improve. But the main thing we took away from the scrims was like how to deal with multiple gold teams in the same lobby. Because one, you'll reach a point in trios where you're pretty good in a 3v3, like you know how to win the fights, you have good coordination, but you might die to a third party situation, right? Doesn't matter how good your team is. If you fight a team, win, but you get pushed by a second team who's fresh and you're missing some spells, you're not full HP, and they're coming in with prop pots and full buffs, I mean, you're just going to lose. There's no way around that. So part of what makes a trios team really good is like avoiding third-party situations, like knowing how to take engagements and knowing when not to take engagements. And playing in the scrim lobbies where it was like 4 or 5 gold teams every lobby, we had to really like learn how to, know when a fight is going to be good based on the position of the map and the circle, and finding places where it's you're less likely to be third partied. And we've been applying that to the just the regular high roller queues where there's only like 1 maybe 2 gold teams max, and we've just been demolishing everybody just from rotation and macro. And of course our 3v3 was always strong, right? So the point of that, the point I wanted to make was we're winning so much. I have too much gear. I've been like trying to sell off my gear and spend my money on like trolls buzz. These are like 2k each. I bought like 10 of them just because I have too much gold. I gave away a lot of gold to my friends already, but I still have too much gear and I'm not going to be able to use it all before the wipe. So I'm doing a giveaway. If you watch this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Just put your name and write a comment about which of my other videos did you like the most. So I posted 3 videos before this one: the best enchantments one, how to build biscuits, and wipe day bard guide. Let me know of those 3 which one you liked the most and why you liked it. And if you meet those conditions, then I'll randomly choose two of the viewers, and I'll give you a full bard kit from the kits I have. So it's going to include, you know, Demon's Glee, Grim Smile rings. It's going to be optimized. Like I only take like really good gear, so all the pieces I have are super good. Like these gloves, 2 Dex, 2 True Fizz. My kits are super optimized, and we're going to go into detail on how, you know, to optimize the bard kit specifically. I'll show you how I made this super god kit I'm wearing right now. And I'm running a Viola with this too, so I'll hopefully have a montage for you guys coming up as we get close to wipe day. But still gathering clips for the Viola. But anyways, I'll give you guys a full bard kit. You know, we're gonna raffle it. Random commenter will win. So join the Discord, like the video, subscribe, comment below, and you have a chance to win a full bard kit. I'll give away probably 2 or 3 of these, maybe more. We'll see how the rest of the games go this wipe, because I doubt I'm gonna be able to use all my gear, because I also have other characters full of like gold capes that I can't use. So thanks for supporting me, thanks for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoy the giveaway. Okay, let's get into why this build is super good and how I came up with it. So we'll get the easy stuff out the way. We'll start with the crossbow. So the best purple crossbow you can get will be 45 base damage with 3 weapon damage, so 48 total. That's the highest roll of a purple crossbow. Try to get 45 base with plus 3 weapon damage, and then if you can find physical damage as a second enchant, that's super good. But pretty much, if you're not like, without paying a ridiculous amount, because the best crossbow in the game I saw was 50 damage, so 48 is really good, and you probably pay around 800 gold for a 48 damage crossbow, but for a 49 damage, you're going to pay like 2,000 gold, right? And for a 50 damage, you might pay like 5,000 gold. So the price exponentially increases for the last 2 damage points, just because it's super rare. You would have to find like a legendary or unique crossbow with weapon damage. It's not that easy to find. So this is good enough for the crossbow, not super bis, but fine for this kit. And then for your buckler, you want armor, magic resist, and health. If you can find all 3, super good, but at least have armor rating on it, so that, you know, if you get jumped by a rogue or something, take out your shield, you'll be a lot tankier. But buckler, pretty easy to get in the marketplace. You can find good ones for pretty cheap. And then your best weapon is going to be a rapier, no matter what. Obviously, the best rapier is a Viola, but pretty unrealistic to get a Viola for most people. So just use a Demon's Glee. And if you can't find a Demon's Glee with 31 base damage and plus 2 weapon damage enchantment, then just use a purple rapier, right? Purple rapiers are fine as well. I use those for the longest time where I could afford, you know, bis stuff. Like, as I played the game more and got a lot better, started surviving a lot more, and that's how you make money, right? PvP is where you start making a ton of money as you get better. So far, pretty simple. You guys can easily get a rapier, a buckler, a crossbow. Now the rest of the kit is where we start min-maxing, right? So I would say, if you're trying to create a really good kit, the first priority is to hit the maximum true damage that you can get in a kit. And the max true damage is 11. It's 13, but 11 is like the realistic amount. And I'll break that down. So the rings can give you 2 true damage each. So 2 true, 2 true. That's the best enchant on your ring. The other 2, even if the other 2 enchantments are like dead, like they're nothing, at least get the 2 true. That's a good starting point for good rings. Okay, so 2 true there. So 4 true from the rings. Then your cape can also give you maximum of 2 true. So if you can get a gold cape with 2 true fizz, super, that would be great. So that's 6 true from our 2 rings and our cape. And then, if you guys watched my video, best enchantments for every piece, you can't get true fizz on any of the armor pieces except for the gloves. So the gloves can also roll true physical damage. So definitely that's the best enchantment you can get on your gloves. Get that. So now we have 2 plus 2 plus 2. We have 8. 8 from the 2 rings, the cape, and the gloves. And the final place you can roll true physical is your necklace. Now the necklace can roll a maximum of 3 true physical as an enchantment. Or you can get a frost amulet. Purple frost amulet comes with 3 base, right? But the higher rarity frost amulets, like legendary and unique, you can get up to 5 true fizz. That's why I said the maximum is 13 technically, but the realistic maximum is 11, right? You won't always have a frost amulet. If you can find a necklace of peace with 3 true, that's super good. But even like a vigor necklace or a dexterity necklace with 3 true fizz, those are super, super good. But if you can hit this plus 11 true fizz, your kit's already in a great spot. That's a great thing to start out aiming for. Now, the next thing I would definitely prioritize is finding a good troubadour. So, as a bard, you have a lot of good chest options. You can wear a padded tunic, you can wear a troubadour, you can wear wanderer's attire, you can wear adventurers, which gives you health. So there's definitely plenty of options, but a troubadour is by far the best chest option. And let me break down why, right? Because if you look at the armor rating you get from a troubadour and the move speed penalty, this is a crazy ratio. If you look at any other chest option, like you're gonna have way less armor for pretty much the same move penalty, or you're gonna have a way bigger penalty to have a little bit more armor, like a padded tunic, for example, makes you super slow. So Troubadour keeps you lightweight, but still gives you a solid amount of resistance. The only problem with a Troubadour is it's very hard to find one with great enchantments. Like, this is probably the best one I could find. 6 max health, which is the highest roll, and then 3% max health, which is almost the highest roll for the percent max health. So double health is great. And keep in mind, this build is for trios, right? So as a trios player, you're not just going in and meleeing. A lot of times the fights are going to be played out from range. So I play with a wizard and a slayer fighter. So, the start of the fight is always just my wizard poking them, um, and they're poking us back and we're firing crossbows. During that opening part of the trios fight, during the poke battle, this is where resourcefulness comes in clutch, right? Because you just spam buffs on your teammates. They have Accelerando Allegro, and it really helps them out in the poke because they're just moving super fast. They can cast fast. Also helps you out as well, right? So keeping buffs up and having a long duration on your buffs, which is what resourcefulness does, that's very critical for the start of the fight. So you definitely want to have some resourcefulness in your build. Now you can build resourcefulness up to 33. After 33, it starts falling off in value heavily, like by 50%. So I would never get more than 33. But anywhere between like 25 and 33 is great. So you don't have to invest your whole build into resourcefulness. I mean, you can get up to 33, but keep in mind, the more resourcefulness you have, the more you gave up on other like combat stats like dexterity or strength. So for my build, I like to have 2 pieces of res. The troubadour and the bardic pants are great. And one reason why I recommend getting bardic pants is because it's super easy to find amazing rolls on bardic pants, like very cheap compared to other pants. So your other pant options would be like wolf hunters, which are obviously going to cost a lot to get good rolls. Like you're paying like 5k for a god rolled wolf hunter, or cloth pants, which give you dexterity, but now you're competing with rangers, right, for the same pants. But if you look at bardic pants, only bards can wear these. Look at the enchantments on these pants: 5 move speed, 5 fizz power, and 1.3% move speed. So both of the rare enchants on pants, which are move speed flat and move speed percent, are both here. And it's almost the maximum roll, right? 5 is the maximum for flat roll, and 1.5 would be the maximum percent, but we're very close to that. So these pants alone are giving me a ton of move speed. That's one reason why my move speed is so high in this build. And the 5 fizz power is the highest fizz power you can get on pants. So this is pretty much like lab made, like almost the perfect pant you can get. And this was super cheap. I think this was about 1,000 gold for these pants. And for a god kit, like end of the wipe super optimal kit, 1,000 gold for a piece is super cheap. A lot of the other pieces in this kit, I paid like 5,000 gold at least. So we'll break down the other pieces, but again, you need to get, for trios, you want like 2 pieces need to be res. You can do like hat, boots, pants, chest, all these, there's res options. But these 2, if you can get res chest and res pants, super good. That's already building a good kit. And then keep in mind, if you can't find a troubadour, you can just wear like a wanderer's for dex, and then get your second res piece on your hat, right? Just wear a leather bonnet. You can see it in my backup kits. I have some bonnets here that are pretty good rolled. So, I'll mix and match if I can't find a good chest piece. Now, after we have a good amount of resourcefulness for trios so that we can buff up our teammates with short buffs, which are the Accelerando Allegro, and also they add duration to your weakness and lament, which definitely make a big difference in longer fights. Now, the next priority for a bard is dexterity. Dexterity increases the speed at which you play your song, and you have to play so many songs, so the faster you can get them out, the better, especially in the middle of a fight. Like if you need to drop a weakness on, a full PDR fighter, for example, how fast you can play your weakness is definitely critical because weakness has very small range. So if you're playing it too slowly, you're kind of vulnerable to getting hit during the song. So definitely dexterity. I would say 31 is the minimum dexterity. It's actually 29, but 31 is the DR where your song playing speed starts slowing down, right? So after 31 dex, you get like half value for song speed reduction. So basically, what that means is at 31 dex, your songs are about as fast as they're going to get. They'll get a little bit faster up to 37, but not by much, right? Not super noticeable. But that also means that 31 dex is like the minimum amount of dex you need as a bard. Now, what's the point of building dex beyond 31? So dexterity actually has a huge value for building it beyond 31 because of the action speed. So you'll see rangers stacking dex with their longbows because they can reload faster, they can shoot faster. It's dexterity is insanely broken because the value of action speed you get actually raises in this threshold, and the threshold is 10 to 34%. So basically, if you're between 10 and 34% action speed, every point of dexterity is giving you like 1.125% action speed. So a lot of people think dexterity has a soft cap at 41. That's not actually true. The soft cap of dexterity has to do with your action speed. Once you reach 34% action speed, then the further dexterity points are not full value, which is true. So don't look at your dexterity amount. That actually doesn't determine the next DR for action speed. It's actually your action speed value itself. So for bards, you can actually go up to like 45 or even 50, almost 50 dexterity without it falling off in value because of the way the action speed is calculated. And you can check the wiki on the math on that. But a short summary is it's based on your agility plus your dexterity, which determines the DR. It's not dexterity by itself. And since we have low agility, because as a bard, you don't want to build agility. It's a bad stat. Like you don't want loose trousers. You don't want agility jewelry. The reason agility is bad on bard is because bard gear is insanely light. Like look at our chest -8, pants are -4, hat is -4, and then if you guys know how to get the movement speed enchants on your boots and pants, because it's a rare enchant, so you always target like 5 move speed on pants and boots, you're going to have insane moves. So you're going to be faster than most classes, with the exception of, rogues, rangers. But keep in mind, this is your unbuffed move speed. So in the game, I'm going to gain a lot of speed from my own buffs, right? Rousing is going to give me move speed. Beats of Alacrity is going to give you move speed. And then, of course, Accelerando is going to give you a ton of move speed as well. So as a bard, never build agility. You're just going to be fast if you're wearing the right pieces, which are all lightweight gear. So in my kits, I usually want at least one piece of dexterity gear because that'll put you between 30 and 40 dex, which is a great spot to be at. Now, you don't want to stack dex forever. I mean, you can get a lot of action speed out of it, but you still have to value strength and vigor because you need to have a certain amount of health because eventually the fight will go melee, and you need to be able to trade with other melee classes like fighters, barbarians, other bards, or rogues, right? So you can't give up everything for dex, but I find the right amount to be around 30 to 40 is ideal. And then the rest of the points we can focus on strength and vigor to get high health and high strength. Now, if you notice this kit, I'm actually not wearing any dexterity gear, but I actually have a lot of dexterity, and that's because I target dexterity as an enchant on all my secondary gear pieces. The secondary pieces would be like boots, gloves, so you see I have +2 dexterity, hat has +2 dexterity, boots have +2 dexterity, and again, the 2 dexterity is not even the best enchant, right? For boots, the best enchant is 5 move speed, I already got it, And then I also target Dexterity. So, I mean, these boots are insane because they're legendary as well. So these are like better than any purple boots you can get pretty much. The gloves are pretty much god rolled because I got my 2 True Fizz, which is the best enchantment on gloves. And I found the 2 decks. And then the final 2 enchantments are super good as well. 4 max health is the highest health you can get. We know from my enchantments video that flat health is one of the best enchants for a bard. It's different if you're a ranger, like you don't care that much about health because you just want max damage. But for melee classes like fighters, bards, you have to balance damage and health, right? Because if you have a million damage but you just get one-shotted by poke, like there's no point in all the damage. So also got some dexterity on my hat. So, even if you can't find a dex piece, like usually you'll get it in your boots, right? Adventure boots, like ruby silver adventure boots, like these can go in the boot slot. But the reason I don't have any dex boots is because I can't find dexterity gear that's better than this rugged boots. So I just happened to find these from somebody I killed, and they're just too good, right? And the fact that they already have 2 dexterity on them means I won't gain that much dexterity by swapping them with any ruby silver. Even a perfect ruby silver boot isn't better than these, legendary ruggeds that have crazy rolls on them. So that's the reason I don't have, any dexterity gear, but I have a good amount of dex from the enchants. And thanks to these, with 6 vigor, I have insane move speed because the enchant and insane health as well. 161 HP unbuffed. So when I have my rapier out, I'll have more HP. When I have my buffs on, I'll have more. I'm fighting at something like 170 HP in a support build that does a ton of damage, and we have maximum true fizz. And the physical power is not low either, 21%. It's not super high, but for a bard, you don't need a crazy amount of physical power because you have action speed to make up for it, right? You're going to swing through your rapier combo super quick. So even if each hit doesn't do a crazy amount, you're still 3-shotting most classes. And even like the squishy classes, you can 2-shot a lot of them as well. But you swing so quickly, it's a 3-shot on pretty much anyone. And with Viola, you're like stat checking every melee class. Okay, so we talked about the boots. We know why we have Bardic Pants and Troubadour. We know Golden Gloves, like you can use Reinforced Gloves. They're the exact same as Golden Gloves. But it's hard to find perfect rolls on Reinforced Gloves. I have blue ones with perfect rolls, but it's hard to find purple ones with perfect rolls. So the golden gear, it's easier to find like lab crafted rolls because obviously people only craft them if they had good rolls to begin with. Let's talk about our helm options. So if I take off the straw hat and you look at my values, pretty happy with my resourcefulness. Don't really need a bonnet. That pretty much puts me slightly above the 33. That's kind of overkill on the res, and I think I'm pretty happy with the amount of res I have. So my options are either strength or vigor, right? I can wear a leather cap like this. You'll see my health skyrockets to 166 with something like this. So this was definitely an option. So leather caps are definitely good. You'll have a ton of health, but you also have to balance like your fizz power, right? I think dropping below 20 fizz power is a bit low for my liking because it takes away a lot of damage off your crossbow. And you don't want to fall to the threshold where you can't 3-shot people, right? And you can definitely do that if you give up too much strength. So found a legendary straw hat with 2 vigor, 2 dex. Not super perfect, but good enough for this kit. And now we have good fizz power. We still have good health, not as much as a leather cap, but the damage I gain from the legendary straw hat is worth losing 5 health. So there's that. And then when it comes to your jewelry, obviously Grim Smiles with 2 True Fizz are going to be your best bet because like the 5 flat strength is just super good. That's equivalent to a unique ring, and it's hard to beat that. But so I have a ton of Grim Smiles with crazy rolls, and I'll be giving away some of these. So like let's say I wore this, right? Double Grimmies, 4 health, 4 health. I have 165 HP, 32 strength, and now my fizz power is 26. So this is crazy. The only problem with this is my dex is a little bit low. Like I want a little bit more action speed. So, I mean, this finesse ring has good enchants as well. But yeah, I don't like being closer to 30 dex. I want closer to 40 dex because, again, with the way the rapier works, the every swing as part of your 4-hit combo increases in damage. So the first stab of the rapier does, X amount of damage, and the next part of the combo does 3 more damage, and then 3 more, and then 3 more. By the time you get to the final swing, you're doing way more damage than the first swing. So that's why dexterity and action speed is such a big part of the bard build. I'm not saying you should stack it like to the max. You kind of have to balance it with strength, obviously. But, from my personal preferences, I like being closer to 40. That's why I dropped my Grimmy and replaced it with the Ring of Finesse. But in terms of pure value, 2 Grimmies would have been pretty good as well. But I think you could go either way. It's kind of just personal preference. And the neck, I like the best neck you can get is probably a peace necklace with 3 true physical enchant. But very hard to find that. It's very expensive. So I found a good compromise is, find a frost demi with 3 true base and 6 health as an enchant. And usually you can get that a lot cheaper than a necklace of peace with 3 true as a enchantment, because people price 3 true physical enchantments really highly, but 6 max health enchantment isn't priced as high, even though that is a very good enchantment on necklace. So, I mean, that's the whole kit. You guys have seen every piece now. It's not a crazy, like, this is definitely the best kit I've ever made. I don't know if it's the best kit of all time, but it's up there for sure. And I just want to show you guys the logic of how I mix and match the pieces, to balance the stats and come out with a crazy kit like this, right? 307 MS, 165 HP, still have the support bard characteristics, still have a ton of fizz damage. So we've been wiping every team with this kit. I think we're like 15-0 against gold teams. I'm only going to count the gold teams, so definitely try it out. Hopefully you guys learned something from watching this, and don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment below about which of my videos you like best, and you'll be entered to win the kit giveaway. So I'll give you guys a kit that's very similar, not as good as this one obviously, but my backup kits are all really good, so you'll definitely get some strong kits. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry, I know this video went a little longer than I wanted, but when it comes to builds and stuff, I just like talking about it too much. Well, that's what the Discord's for as well. Join the Discord if you like nerding out over math and kits and optimizing stuff. Come talk to me in the Discord. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.